Starbucks to increase employee pay to attract workers. It has raised its pay 3 times in 24 months. Starbucks is raising its U.S. employees' pay and making other changes as the company deals with the challenging labor market as a union effort looms. The coffee giant announced Wednesday that all of its U.S. workers will earn at least $15 and up to $23 per hour by next summer. Wow, that's a huge jump there. In late January, employees with 2 or more years of service will get a 5% raise, while those with 5 or more years of service will receive up to a 10% raise. In order to attract new employees, a $200 recruitment bonus will be offered. In a letter to employees, Starbucks North American president Roseanne Williams said the pay raises will not only support workers but will enhance recruitment efforts. Starbucks has raised pay 3 times in 24 months. Employees at 3 Starbucks stores in Buffalo, New York, are trying to form a union to give them greater leverage on issues like understaffing of stores and worker training. The group Starbucks Workers United has filed petitions with the National Labor Relations Board seeking union votes. The company, which has no unions at its 8,000 company stores in the U.S., has said it respects workers' rights to organize, but doesn't believe a union is necessary because of its pro-worker policies. In an attempt to improve working conditions, Starbucks is updating its training guide and adding more training time for workers. It said it also plans to test an app that will let workers sign up for available shifts that fit their schedule. That's that. You know what? Actually, of all the things in this article, I think that actually is probably one of the most interesting aspects, because it's recognizing that in a quote unquote gig economy where everybody is to some extent trying to become an entrepreneur, that it's important that we recognize that people want to be able to make their own hours when possible, so that they can organize the life that they're trying to live, the everything else around pouring coffee for people, and working at Starbucks. So hopefully that app isn't just, well, it says available shifts, so I guess that's not for just for corporate wise, but no, great to see that they are working to increase their wages. But the offset to that is that Starbucks is already expensive, right? I personally don't drink coffee. I rarely ever go to Starbucks in general. But I know that they are, among the most expensive. I also know that they're one of the most caffeinated coffee drinks available. And I think it's really going to be, it makes it even more tough on other business owners, right? Who are looking for, hey, like, we own a coffee shop. Well, can we afford, $15 an hour or $23 an hour? The cost is just going to have to go up, and to be able to stay competitive in the job market as well as on the customer side, right? People have the places that they really like and want to support and all that, but it is centripetal, or I guess is the word, where you need, everything's going increasing, and the question is, yeah, inflation is here. We don't know if it's definitely transitory or if it's here to stay. And let's not talk about the hyperinflation thing. Like, I did a video on that yesterday. I think it was yesterday or earlier this week, and we want to make sure that where we're going with wages is sustainable in the long run, because they're not going to. They might get to a place where they might be able to lower wages on, say, newer employees going forward as things start to readjust and come back down. If it, like we talked about yesterday with Jim Cramer talking about the peak oil, if we're at peak oil now price, then hopefully that can help offset some of some of the inflation that has come on, and we can get back to, I think that the increased wages are important for across the board to be, because productivity has well outpaced paced wages in the working, to the working class. And I think that there's definitely room for it to be increased. But we don't want to get to, we don't want to get to a place where it's like, how, I'm making, I don't know, $50 an hour to work at Starbucks, as a 2-year employee. That just seems a little out of whack compared to what everybody else has to make in that time, in that time period. Now, with that said, we do increase, inflation goes up 2% every single year, and if you're not getting a raise year over year of between 4 and 5% anyway, then you actually are losing money year over year. So it'll be interesting to see how they roll this out, and we'll also keep tracking the Starbucks labor union deal here, and see if that goes through.